he become. And it all has to do with wisdom and knowing. And I normally don't read the chat because I'm busy taking notes. But this morning, Mr. Johnson, you had two quotes in the chat that I had to write down. The first one was, "It is wisdom to know others, and it's enlightenment to know oneself." And I thought that was incredible because that's what we're doing. We're dealing with other people so that we can enlighten ourselves. If we know what somebody wants, then we can assist them in getting what they want. We can assist them in building assets and acquiring wealth. But we have to have enlightenment. We have to know what it is we're going after. We have to know what our dreams are. And like they said, you're not going to succeed until you help somebody else succeed. And then, Mr. Johnson, you said we all have a unique gift. Developing that gift is what your purpose is all about. And that's all we're doing here. We're chasing our dreams. And in order to chase our dreams, we have to know why. You have to have a why for what you're doing. You may have all the dreams in the world, but you got to have a why to keep you going after that dream. And then he says something else Dr. Bess has always taught us: risk versus reward. In this opportunity, the reward is so much greater than the risk. We're talking $33 a month. What kind of risk is that for the possibility of becoming a millionaire or a billionaire? Then Mr. Tillman said, you have to stay fresh and new. You have to always be updating. And that's what we're doing in personal development. Every day, we're updating our knowledge base. We're updating our belief system. And he says, and everyone else is saying this, and Miles Monroe put it even better. He said, you're going to have challenges before you succeed. And Mr. Tillman said, you must have failures to get to success. And the main thing, and Mike Johnson came to mind again, it's only a numbers game. And you have to know your number. Whatever that number is, we did an exercise on one of these calls. I think that was in Dubai, when they said, write your number. And then they say, double your number. Then they say, multiply that number times 3. And it went on until they said, you can continue to do that as long as you continue to dream and build wealth and grow even bigger. And he says, never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. And if you continue to dream and you're dreaming and you know you're wise, then you're going to, as they say, separate yourself from others, because some people can't go where you're going. And we found that out. Ronald and I have found that out. And we have let go so many people along the way. And really, we didn't let them go. They let themselves go because they don't know what we know. They don't have the desires that we have. They don't understand that you can have a better life and you can help the people around you have a better life. You have to just continue to dream. And like Mr. Johnson said, it is wisdom to know others. It's enlightenment to know yourself. Thank you, family.
Wow. Thank you, Miss Sharon Vicks.
Thank you, Sharon.
Wow.
You.
Yes, that's
Yes,
exactly
yes.
my thoughts, family.
Thank you, sister.
Wow. Yes,
Thank you,
that
Miss
was
Sharon.
amazing, Mrs. Vicks.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Sharon.
I mentioned we were going
That
to
was
switch
fire.
things up today, family. So we're going to go female, male, if there's anyone else that'd like to share. But the gentleman that I want to bring forward is a young man that you hear me speak about often. And the reason that I speak about him so often is because this young man is from my hometown. He's building an incredible business, but he has a vision that is far beyond his years. And when I speak in terms of vision, it's amazing how a gift can make room for you. And this young brother has a true gift. But what he heard was a number that was given to him, And that number helped him to develop that gift. And if he ever shares his why with you, it'll blow your mind. But the gentleman that I'm speaking of, his given name is Abdul Rahman, but we call him the champ, and the champ is here. So without any further ado, I get the good fortune of bringing forward to the mic my younger brother, Brother Abdul Rahman. You have the mic, sir.
The champ is here. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. That's right. We still standing. We in Novi, Michigan, networking early this morning. We're not stopping. We at your doorstep with a GSP opportunity. Thank you, Brother Eric Torre Muhammad, for stretching our minds into the minds of those who have accomplished some of their dreams and living the life of their dreams. And it's all about what I've gotten out of this class and session that was wonderful is awareness. What comes to mind is awareness. When we are aware of the resources and the possibilities of things we can accomplish and things we can do in our life, then we can start visualizing ourselves making those things happen. This gentleman had come from a family of tradition of franchise and restaurants, but he took that awareness and stretched it beyond the family's vision or dreams, and he dreamed bigger. And just being aware of the fact that buying a jet, and I thought when he said buying a jet, that's not on my vision board. So I'm out, Barnes & Noble open till 10, going to get me a new route report magazine because I got to put a jet on my vision board. Because, that's awareness. And when you put it in the mind and you plant that seed, we know that to become a reality. And it's crystal clear for me, it has become crystal clear for me with our Dubai trip. Because 2 years ago, I told my wife, don't worry, we're going to go to Dubai and it's not going to be the same as everyone else's trip. And we went and it was exactly that, because we was there as business partners, as tokenized real estate owners in Dubai. We was there as guests of the chairman of the board as he hosted billionaire conglomerate companies and institutions that he's bringing to our community, allowing us to have leverage of their resources and talents and abilities to grow our wealth, knowledge, and skills. So it was like no other trip that we have seen family and friends go on in such a great city. So the awareness of the possibilities of what we can accomplish and the staying the course, that stick and stay, that staying plugged in, that, I heard that a lot in the beginning times of me becoming a part of Wealth Builders community. And it makes so much sense, even more today, about staying connected. It's like your marriage. And I told my wife, I said, this travel thing is something special because it brings something new to our marriage. And it's like I was like, oh, we got to keep doing this thing right here, because you get caught up in taking care of family and working and doing all these things. And when you travel together, for us, and speaking from us, the traveling together brings a certain more of a appreciation, because you got your partner and this person is with you, this person loves you, and you just got this little thing that happens with us when we do these traveling, when we travel. In our very early beginning of our stage of our marriage, we did a lot of traveling before my daughter was born. And so that renewing of that early spirit of courtship and marriage is just such an exciting feeling to have. And at the same time, being in a position to grow our wealth. So that awareness of the mindset of billionaires, and then seeing these little characteristic traits that I find in some of these gentlemen that we're being introduced to, the early stage of their life of identifying themselves as being entrepreneurs. Seeing these different patterns, it helps me to see that you're on the right course. And just if you stay on the project, if you continue to sow the seed of your vision, if you can continue to water and nurture your dreams, they will become a greater reality. So thank you, Brother Eric Teray Muhammad, for a wonderful class and session. Thank you, Mr. Mike Johnson, the numbers gentleman. And Brother Mike, what you've done for me as it relates to the possibilities of planting a seed of, I got $1 billion on my vision board. Why? Because you said, man, Rock, do you know that 1 million multiplied by 1,000 is $1 billion? I never knew the math for that, so I hoot to you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me out. Peace and love, family.
Much love to you also, Brother Rock. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Family, you heard from two incredible young leaders. Both have different perspectives, both have different voices. And if you would, one time before we get to the other hands today, if you would show some love to both of those incredible leaders, I truly appreciate it. Unmute the mics and show them the love.
Outstanding.
Let's go.
Thank you, Miss Sharon.
No,
Thank
let's
you,
go.
Rock.
Thank you for the motivation. Thank you.
You're awesome.
Awesome.
To the champ.
Multi-billionaire from
Thank
the
you,
hood.
Sharon, Brother Abdul.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Sharon.
That was incredible. Thank you, Miss Vicks. I know that Miss Vicks traditionally doesn't lead off, but that shows you the caliber of that gift that she has. She led off like a champ today. And I know there's someone that's smiling that wasn't on classes in session this morning, but she's got to be smiling because they're like sisters. They are closer than most sisters are. And that's Miss CC Mahone. I'm sure she's very proud of her younger sister. But family, we have an open mic forum here at the Huddle. All we ask that you do, there's a button at the bottom where you mute and unmute that allows you to raise your hand. I'm going to demonstrate what that looks like. Therefore, that lets us know that you want to share. And what we do is we're going to make sure that you have a clear microphone to share. Now, if you happen to change your mind, the button that you clicked is a toggle switch. You simply click on it again, it'll lower your hand. And this group does a phenomenal job of keeping their mics muted, because what you're doing is you're paying respect to the person who's speaking. So we encourage you, if you're not speaking, please continue to keep your mic muted. That way the speaker will have a clear microphone and we can hear his or her message. And I've always been taught you go ladies first. And there's a young lady that's near and dear to all of our hearts. To know her is to love her. Yes, I'm speaking of our very own Miss CC Mahone. Miss CC, you have the mic.
Good morning, Brother Mike. Good morning, family. And that was amazing, Sharon and baby brother Abdul. You guys did a wonderful recap. I came in on the last part of classes in session, and I heard Jim Rohn, he was explaining about what capitalism is. And then he said something about active capital is when they use your money and they pay you for using it. And he's talking about the banks. And I thought, we don't have to go through that. We've learned how to pay ourselves first in GS Partners, and we don't have to let them use our money and pay us the little pennies they pay us for using it. That to me was worth, I missed the rest of the classes in session, but to hear that, to know what we're a part of, family, we are in the right place at the right time. Just wanted to say, comment on that, and thank you, Brother Mike, for another amazing opportunity to be in classes in session and on the Huddle. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss CC. And just know that we all love you. We truly do. Now, this gentleman has been extremely patient. He has a voice that when you hear it is uniquely his, and it sticks with you. But more importantly, he's building a business that someone once said, do what you do in silence and let the production speak for itself. And the production is screaming loudly for this young man and his incredible business. I'm speaking of our very own Mr. Ed Williams. Brother Ed, you have the mic, sir.
Shout out to the family. Shout out to the family. I want to say this right quick. So very important for all of us to realize the environment that we are in. an environment that is conducive to bearing fruit, you're going to accomplish some of the greatest things that you've ever accomplished in your life just by being in the right environment. We were blessed with class in session this morning. We were blessed to hear multi-billionaire individuals speaking nothing but the truth. 2 + 2 = 4. He said some major things, and I made some quotes while listening in. Never drink your own Kool-Aid. Woo! Never drink your own Kool-Aid. That's a mouthful within itself. Stay fresh. Stay ahead of the game. Ahead of the game, what does that mean? We are first adopters, family. So back to that environment again, that environment that's conducive to bear fruit. We are in the beginning stage of a wealth transfer, and we're being educated and taught on a daily basis of how to take full advantage of it. An opportunity is nothing if you have no understanding of how to maximize it. It's a numbers game. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you learn. That was powerful within itself. He said, I learned sometimes you're dealing with amateurs, and sometimes you got to call them back. One of the first conversations Mr. Dr. Best and I actually had, he told me, he said, well, how many people you got in your business? So I told him how many people I had in my business. He said, well, that's just, you're just dealing with a lot of new people. Give yourself time to succeed. I had one of my partners this morning, and he said, Mr. Panther, he's from Brazil. And he said, well, I've asked people to come to the call, but they just don't like it. And I said, well, that's great. Isn't that what you expect? He said, but I mean, to have to keep telling people, I said, miss, listen to me, family. It's all a numbers game. You can't expect people to see, and that was another point that he made. He said, it's your vision. You cannot expect anyone else to see your vision. That's why it's your vision. He also said, you got to have a dream from the beginning, man. It's a numbers game. You got to share more you got to say less to more people. This is just an environment that is just, man, I cannot tell you all. I'm one of those people that are built for the size of the tank. I grow to the size of the tank. There are people that are on this line that you may not hear about a lot, but these people, seeing their walk, I mean, just, I remember when the champ came into the business, and the champ been on fire ever since then. When I see the champ, I always think, wait a minute, I got to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? He always say something that make me feel like, listen, I got to tighten up. Then we hear my partner, the first person that I turned to when I decided that I was going to be a part of this business, the first person that I turned to was my accountability partner, Mr. Corey Henn. This dude is running 2 miles every morning, and he give us a sleep money motivation. So you already know, if you're getting up late, you behind, man. You behind. You can't get up after Mr. Eric Teray Muhammad send you the class in session. If you up after that, you got to catch up. I love this environment, man. To know your business, you got to know your numbers. Thank you, Mr. Michael Johnson. Man, I just, man, like, listen, man, you guys are giants. You guys are giants. You are paving the way. I see your footsteps, and I'm following each and every footstep. Shout out to Mr. AJ Patel, one of our new partners. He told me that when you get up between 5:30 and 7:30 in the morning, that's download time. That's when the Most High downloads the energy into the earth. Everybody is asleep. He said, if you just start making sure that you get up around that time and you sit out and you take a look at your vision. I have a vision and a dream to acquire a $647 million yacht. It's at www.sinot, S-I-N-O-T, or Sinot.com. Go there. Take a look at it. It might be too much boat for you, but remember, it's my vision. Shout out to the family, man. Much love, honor, and respect.
Wow.
Master trainer, Ms. Nick.
Man,
There you go.
Yes.
brother coming through the huddle this
Oh, I
morning.
had my radio voice, brother.
Thank you, Brother Ed. Yes,
Thank you, Brother
yes,
Ed.
yes.
Thank you, sir.
It's my
Radio
And
voice.
family,
Thank you, Brother Ed.
if I may, Brother Ed said something that please let this sink in. When he shared what his vision is, what his dream is, and he said, it may be too much boat for you, but it ain't your dream. That's what I'm
right.
talking about, family. Dream as big as you can. That dream was placed in your heart from above, which means you have everything you need to make it your reality. You just have to believe. Because if you believe, anyway, okay, we're going to get to the hands. I'm not going to get on a soapbox this morning. The next voice that you're going to hear from is the young man that Mr. Ed Williams spoke about. Obviously, these gentlemen are pretty much joined at the hip because both of these guys are building incredible businesses. Yes, I'm speaking of our very own Brother Corey Hinton. Brother Corey, you have the mic, sir.
Let's go, wealth builders. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, man, I really don't have much to say, but I do want to invite someone or introduce someone. Her name is Miss Free. The thing about that, y'all, free. You see that? These are the serendipitous moments that happen when you be about the business. And like Dr. Best say, you just keep sharing, say less to more people, and you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. And I had a conversation. I met her over the weekend. We did the craft beer con, and shout out again to Nate Hines for helping us introduce GS partners to the craft beer community. And I met her Thursday night, and she had such a lovely spirit. And she called me yesterday, and I was like, man, I've been meaning to call you. And she said, why you didn't call me? I said, well, I got too busy. And so nonetheless, we had a great conversation. She has a great spirit, a great mindset. So I just want to welcome Miss Free to the call. And Miss Free, if you're here, can you unmute your mic and just say hello to the team and everybody y'all love on Miss Free, man.
Hello, everyone.
Well,
Hey, good morning, Free. Welcome, Free.
Good morning, good
Family, you
morning.
know
Good
how
morning,
we
Sister
do.
Free.
Unmute those mics and let's love on
To the
Miss
wealthy
Free.
Free. Good morning.
Let's go, let's go.
Good morning.
Miss Free,
Welcome.
congratulations.
Good
Welcome,
morning,
welcome.
Free.
Family,
Welcome to the
Yes,
family.
yes.
Welcome to the
welcome
team.
to the free huddle.
Welcome,
It's
welcome.
welcome.
Miss
Welcome,
Free
welcome, Miss
in the
Free.
building.
It's free. You
Good
are free.
morning, everyone.
Good morning, Miss Free. Now, if you would like, please feel free to unmute your mic. We would love to hear from you this morning. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but always know that you're in business for yourself, but never by yourself. There will always be someone in this incredible family known as Wealth Builders Worldwide that will reach out to help you. So welcome to the family, Miss Free. All you need to do is unmute your mic and you can share whatever is on your heart if you would like.
Well, good morning. As Corey did say, I met him this weekend. It was a pleasure. We spoke yesterday, and it was a pleasure just speaking with him. To talk with a like-minded person is always good, and to meet your brother in the spirit is always kindred spirits. You know, it's like meeting a cousin or a friend or someone that you haven't seen in a long time. So it's never introducing yourself. It's more so seeing each other from a long time. So that was great. I did hear some of the call, not all of it. I will be on the call continuing to hear more about the business. I am interested. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mrs. Free. And it is truly a pleasure to have you on board. You have some incredible individuals that you're working with, the sponsor that you have, Mr. Corey Hinton. He will show you every step of the way our system. And remember one thing, Ms. Free, its systems are duplicatable. Personalities are not. All you have to do is plug into that system and allow that system to give you the opportunity to learn and earn at the exact same time. So welcome to the family. And you'll learn more about that system as you continue to plug into these incredible different events. But just know that you build your business from event to event. You're going to hear that throughout all of the training that we do. And the more events that you can plug into, because what you're doing is you're building that belief muscle. And once that belief muscle gets to the point where you're like a young lady that's on this platform, her name is Miss Dorcas Clark. She shared this morning, she's 10 foot and bulletproof. That's what happens when you get your belief system up, 10 foot and bulletproof. That being the case, there was another young lady that had her hand up, and in the excitement, her hand went down. But I definitely want to yield the mic to her if she still would like to share. Now, this young lady may be new to some of you, but she is not to those of you who've been plugging in. She is by far the most effective trainer on the planet. When I tell you it is a joy and an honor to work with her on a day-to-day basis, I'm speaking of our very own master trainer, Miss Nicole Nikki Knox. Nick, you have the mic.
Hey, whenever Brother Ed speaks, he just bring me out. I love to, I already told you, I love to hear him say it. He said it, got me all fired up. I'm like the CC over here, I'd be like, ow! But anyway, just leave that alone. Just leave that alone, family. But when he said, the person said to him, if you get up between 5:30 and whatever time it was, like that's download time. Like, if that is not the truth, but before I download anything, the first thing I got to download is the word of the Lord in my soul, in my spirit, because he is the one that put what he put inside of me. And as long as I'm feeding what he put inside of me, I didn't already set myself up for my day to be a successful day, no matter what happens, what comes, who does what, whether it's rain, snow, sleet. I have already set myself up for success because I've fed what's inside of me. Woo, Brother Ed, you do it every time. I love y'all, family. Just had to say something. Back to you, bye.
Oh, Nikki.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Nikki.
Nikki.
Nick.
Appreciate you.
Light on fire, sister.
Thank you, sister.
Wow.
Thank you,
Nikki. Thank you. And the next voice is you're going to hear from, family. This gentleman has stepped up to the plate and he's shared in the past. And you'll be surprised. When one is unavailable, there's always someone that will step up and show out. And this young man has done that over the past few days, past weeks, actually. I'm speaking of our very own Brother Ruel. Brother Ruel, you have the mic, sir.
Thank you, Brother Mike, for bringing me to the call. Morning, family, again. Morning, Brother Eric, Dr. Biss. Yeah, what stuck out for me, Brother Mike, and family, so he called Mr. Tillman. He said, God gives a gift, but you have to know what you're good at. I know I got a gift, and the gift that I got is I'm good at knowing a lot of people names for the first time. I saw them for the first time, and then the second time around, I saw them and I know their name. And a lot of them always say, "How you do it?" I say, "I don't know. I got some form of gift." And I think I mentioned it to Miss Sharon a while back. This number, and Mr. Johnson and Cece and Miss Sharon, you can look up this number. It's 333. I've been seeing this number for the past 2.5, 3 years. And this number appears to me even when I'm not thinking about it. I saw it. I'll be driving down the road. I saw this number. I look at at the time clock. I see this number. Everywhere that I go, this number pops up right in front of me, and I don't think about it. So I know I got a unique gift where I got a good memory of memorizing a lot of stuff all the time, and that's why the reason why I educate and motivate myself every day on audio tapes and read books and stuff like that. He also says you have to jump off the cliff. You got to jump. If you don't jump, you don't know if you don't jump. You don't know what's down there if you don't jump. And if you're gonna jump, you're gonna fall, and you're gonna get back up. You have to. And I keep on saying it. WBW and GS Partner give us the opportunity to see way beyond our wildest vision of how we can build wealth for us and our family. And it's just amazing to where we share this opportunity with a lot of people out there, and then just don't know what we got in our hands to offer them, and we showing it to them. But some people gonna get it, some people not gonna get it. He also says that you have to have a big dream. You have to dream have a big dream. There's no way you cannot dream of what you need in life. Dr. Best keep on saying you have to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, you just keep on going on a day-to-day basis, and you don't know what your start to your finishes. He also says, I rather buy something used and spend money to update it. You have to. You buy a lot of stuff, and then you spend money to remodel it. It's gonna make you more money. And that comes back to Mr. Joseph Ike, where he's showing us to build wealth with asset. We never know about this thing all these years, and he bringing us in his mindset. So and he also says you're going to always fail to become successful. People fail at failure, and that's the most thing a lot of people don't move forward because they hate failure. You're gonna fail. People gonna tell you no, but you gotta keep on going. You got to love to say. You gotta accept when people say no to you, and accept it and move on. He says, never stop dreaming and learn how to separate yourself from other people. And
the next voice that you're going to hear from, family, this young lady, her name speaks for itself. I'm speaking of our very own Miss Yvonne Busy Bird. Sister Busy, you have the mic.
Thank you, Mike Johnson. Good morning, Brother Eric, Dr. Bess, and to Team Believe. I'm probably going to go behind Brother Raul and watch how far you can fly. And yes, we have to jump. But I do have something that I was planning. I asked God what to share today, and I have a little something which is 10 steps towards a millionaire mindset. And I've added a little something to the 10 things. The first thing is have a dream. And as we know, we have to dream big and never let anyone steal our dreams. Number 2 is decide to pay the price. And Dr. Bess always talk about sacrifice. And sometimes we're going to have to turn off the TV. And I guess that's for others because I don't own one. So that's one distraction I don't have to worry about. And number 3, it says be willing to change. and change we must. And I believe that change and time are two things that we cannot control because the world is changing every day. Number 4 is learn to listen. And I've added we have to listen to learn. Number 5 is be willing to invest. And I thought, yes, $33 subscription every month. And then begin to stack your assets. And what we have in Gold Standard Partner to build these assets is just awesome. Number 6 is think long term. This is not get quick over here. And as you guys know, I'm doing this workshop with Jim Rohn, and he talked about 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 years. So long term. And a lot of things on my goals are a couple of tens further down the line, not just yet. And as Mr. Best says, we have to give ourselves time to succeed. Number 7 is to set goals. We have to write them down. We have to make them plain. And as Brother Eric says, we have to put pen to pad. And as I've shared recently, is don't just think it. We have to ink it. We have to write it down. Number 8 says serve others. And what came to my mind is our one and only Brother Eric and how much he serves us, pours into us, here for us every single day.
Recording in progress.